right, guys. Well, I did it. I finally got the 150cc swapped into the 50cc scooter. In this video, I'm going to go over what it cost and what it took to get this swap done. So as far as big cost, the scooter itself, I got a really good deal on. I think I picked it up for, it was either $200 or $250, and it needed some work. It had the 50cc on it, wasn't running. I got it running and I got everything perfect, and then realized it was way too slow. So I wanted to yank that 50 off and get a 150cc to swap on there so this thing would actually have some decent power. So after checking Facebook Marketplace every day for like 2 months, I finally came across this engine for sale. It is a 150cc long case with a 13-inch rear wheel. I picked that up for $70. And I got to see the odometer on it. It showed less than 1,500 miles. So it was a really good deal that I got the engine, the rim, and it came with the 2 shocks and the top engine mount for 70 bucks. So that made this project super affordable. And then the other third expense was actually the exhaust, which cost more than the engine, which is funny, but it's still cheap. The exhaust, this whole kit here was 80 bucks on eBay, and I love it. It's not too loud, not too quiet, it's just perfect. Actually, we'll start it up so we can hear it. So all in on this project, if you include the scooter, the engine, and the exhaust, plus the miscellaneous other parts that I've had to buy, I'm probably under 500 bucks on this full scooter build, which is insane. All right, so now that we covered the cost, let's cover what it took to actually do the swap. First thing you'll see is I had to cut out part of the seat bucket, which this was actually the last thing that I did. And I cut a little more than I needed to. But if you look down here, this is the heart of the project, which is the top mount. Most of the GY6 150s have a top mount, and the one I bought did. So luckily when I bought the engine, the guy gave me the top mount from the scooter it was on before. And basically all I did was I cut off the ends of the factory mount, cut them off right here and here, and then I got some flat steel, which you can see right here. I don't know how thick it is. I basically took 2 rectangular pieces of steel and then drilled a 1-inch hole, which is the diameter of this upper mount, and then stuck the bar through it, and then lined it up here on the frame, ground it all down to bare metal, leveled the engine, straightened the engine, and then once I got the engine where it was perfectly centered in the frame, I welded all of this in right here, which these welds are really ugly, but they're strong. They are penetrated well. That bar is solid. So it's not the prettiest welds, but they're functional. You can also see the mount where this is where I cut it off, and then you can see where I slid it through here, and I welded it all the way around here. And as far as carburetor, right now I'm running the stock 150 carb. I did have some issues with these intakes. They have different heights on them, and one of the intakes I put in was too low, and the carburetor was resting directly on this mount. So I found one that was a little bit taller, and I got it to where the clearance is good. And then I bought a $17 Nibby intake. This intake elbow, which fits right through there. It's really close to the starter wire. So make sure that you cover up the starter connection. So for the wiring on this engine, the stator wires actually matched up perfectly. I just had to cut and splice them in because the connectors were different. And the fuel enricher for the carburetor, I had to wire those in as well because the connector was cut. But as far as the wiring, the colors matched right up. The voltage regulator, which is behind here, I haven't even touched yet. So far, I haven't burnt out any bulbs, and I checked the battery and it doesn't appear to be overcharging. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be an issue or not. I'm gonna have to give it some time to see, but Eventually I'll probably have to upgrade the voltage regulator. All right, we'll move on from here and we'll go to the rear suspension, which did require some modifications. So this scooter originally from the factory with the 50cc came with 2 rear shocks, which made it nice because when I bought the used engine, it also came with 2 rear shocks. Now the original 50cc shocks wouldn't fit because they were too short. So luckily these shocks actually bolted right up. And the left one is centered pretty well, but the right is off a little bit. I still have to address that. It works for now, but it is off quite a bit. As you can see, the tire is close there. And one other thing I had to do was I had to chop off all of that. I had to keep chopping that to get this shock to clear because the angle went from like that to like this. So it does have just a little bit of a stretch. I do need to do something with the rims, I know, because I got a purple TriStar, and then I got the factory whatever multi-spoke, and that one's a 12 and that's a 13. So one other modification I had to do on this particular scooter to get the cover here to fit was I had to trim a pretty large portion out of this fairing here, plastic piece. Also here you'll see the rear brake cable. This is the original brake cable off the 50. It fit right onto this scooter and it works perfectly. Speaking of that, I do need to tighten it up a little bit. Here's another look at the engine mount on the left side. You can kind of see it better. All right, now that we covered most of the swap stuff, we'll go over the scooter itself and some of the cosmetic things that I've done to it. So originally this scooter came factory with the whole front half was orange. So this whole fairing was orange, this was orange, and it faded to white in the back. So the back is factory white, and it had a whole bunch of logos on it. I forget the name of this scooter. It's either Thunder or Blade, or I can't even remember, but it is a 2022 Tayo. So I took all the stickers off, Goo Goned the whole thing, and then I spray painted this white, which you can see there's a nice run right there. And then I spray painted that whole big fairing white. I left the front fender black. This is how it looked from the factory. I left the decals on there for now. They don't look too bad. And then down here I bought the Glixel cooling fan. I think those are cool for 10 bucks. I always chop this hideous license plate thing off where it like hangs down like to here. I am missing the Kickstarter. See how easy it starts up here. All right, let's take this thing for a spin. All right, so I noticed one significant issue while I was driving it, and that is that because of the way I mounted the engine solid with no rubber mounts on the frame, the whole front plastics kind of vibrates pretty bad. Not the end of the world, just annoying. But other than that, it did pretty good. Drives straight, has plenty of power. I already want a big bore, the 150, but I think I'll hold off on that for a little while. But you always want more power. There's just never enough. If you have any more questions, just leave a comment down below in the comment section. But other than that, that's it. Take it easy, guys.